Although by no means a new phenomenon, identity-related crimes have been greatly facilitated with the advent of information and communications technologies.
These have enabled a rich source of personal information to be stolen or documentary evidence of identity to be fabricated.
These problems have posed a challenge for businesses, governments, and individuals.
An identity-related crime is a compound concept referring to a range of methods used to commit specific forms of deception and fraud.
The digital revolution brings with it the risk of suffering identity theft or having personal data. Banks could and photos stolen from people who wanted to use them to commit other crimes or simply to spy on someone on social network without being discovered.
The crimes involved invariably entail fraud or obtaining of financial advantage by deception, rather than crimes that prescribe the misuse of personal information itself.
Traditionally, identity thefts were usually characterized with obtaining unauthorized access to a computer or opening a bank account in a false name, rather than making use of another person's name or other personal information without their permission.
However, this has begun to change in recent years as new and specific offenses of identity-related crimes are being enacted in a range of countries.
These include identity crimes, identity thefts, identity frauds, identity fabrication, identity manipulation, lens identities, and various other identity-related concepts.
Identity crime is used as a generic term to describe activity, offenses, in which a perpetrator uses a fabricated identity, a manipulated identity, or a stolen identity to facilitate the commission of a crime.
Manipulation is used to describe the alteration of one's own identity.
Identity theft is a criminal conduct that uses the identity of an exploited person, mainly to commit scams or to commit cyberbullying.
Identity fabrication is used to the creation of fictitious identity.
Identity fraud is used to describe getting money, goods, services, or the benefits or the evidence of obligations to use a fabricated identity, a manipulated identity, or a stolen or assumed identity.
The vast majority of such crimes seek to extract money from victims through acts of dishonesty, making them fall within the definition of fraud.
Many reforms have been devised to improve identification. First of all, cross-validation enables inconsistency to be ascertained so that identity-related fraud could be minimized.
There are also other solutions to the problem, such looking over the identity documents for authenticity to be able to detect counterfeits or verify the information on documents with the issuing source.
Moreover, iris or biometrics could also be considered alternative means of identification.
Identity theft and fraud identifiers today of fingerprint, voice patterns, typing patterns, retinal images, facial or hand geometry, and even the identification of a person's subcutaneous vein structure or body's odor.
Although such systems achieve much higher levels of the security than those which rely upon passwords, they are expensive to introduce and raise potential problems in terms of privacy and confidentiality of the personal data stored on computer networks.
All in all, in any case, each of us should pay close attention to how to protect ourselves individually from any attempt of identity theft.